So I just woke up at 5 a.m. today and I can tell you the vibes are awesome. I think there's something magical in waking up at that time. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Then suddenly, after I made major changes, it just skyrocketed. I'm doing this with every single process of my business. And that's how I think I can do the job of 5 people with just one Cloud Code subscription. Purely lock in has been so crazy and building up in me to the point where I canceled 3 trips with my friends. I have to be intense. I want to be intense, but I think I need to make that sacrifice now, or else when would I do it? Hello. So today is Monday, July 13. I'm at my parents' house doing some work here. In the evening, there's the prom party for my sister. I'm not gonna attend it. There's like a small gathering. But in the meantime, right now it's like 12 p.m. So I'll be working until like 5 p.m., mainly on creating more variations for my business VSL. And let's see what this week has for us in store. Guys, I know today I'm teleporting places, okay? I'm not at my setup, I'm at my friend's house right now. And what I'm doing is working on funnel. So lately, my main focus has been on ads, paid ads, and like funnel optimization. Yesterday was a Sunday, and after a soccer game that we were playing, I looked at my phone and I saw 3 booked calls for the offer that we have. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. The amount of iteration it took to reach that point, because I was spending a ton of money. I've spent over like 3K up till now and haven't received any calls. But then suddenly, after I made major changes, it just skyrocketed. Now, these are the first 3 calls that came after this change. I had a couple before, but they weren't that great. So we'll see how they'll turn out. But I wouldn't have reached this position right now if I hadn't made these small changes that have huge leverage to improve the funnel overall. And a huge lesson that I learned is speed. Speed is so important, and to characterize it and make it more tangible. It means that whenever you see a leak in your funnel, in your product, or whatever it is, you should directly fix that leak and fix that issue. So, for example, right now, when I got these booked calls, I realized that I didn't have the outreach messages set up so that when they book a call, I reach out to them via SMS and WhatsApp to confirm the call, to see if they have any questions or objections, to make sure that they show up for the call. So if I were to like think about the strategy on how to reach out to them and whatever, it would take me hours and I would end up not doing it, or doing it very late. Whereas in the age of AI, it's so easy to first of all ideate the strategy and then execute instantly. So right now, like, I got Cloud Code doing most of the work for me. Of course, there are plenty of things that I need to do, but it's doing that work. So it's helping me generate, for example, the first message that I want to send, and also build up the automations to trigger once a lead books a call. And it's helping me build dashboards and figure out, help me analyze numbers in the funnel. So it's so good. If you're not using it, you're like missing out on a ton. But yeah, be fast. And the moment you find the problem, fix it, because this problem, when fixed, will create another problem and another problem and another. And this is how your business will grow, by you solving these small problems that stack up to compound and create the great business that you want to build. Or it doesn't have to be with business, it's with anything. The more you iterate and the faster you iterate, the more problems you'll get and the faster you'll grow as you solve them. And that also applies to, for example, swimming or martial arts, anything, literally anything in life. I realized that I grow the most when I swim on my own and then I have a session with my coach, and the coach highlights all of the mistakes that I'm making. And when I know my mistakes, the next day you'll find me in the pool or practicing and learning how, like, perfecting my technique to become better and better. It's that boring process. It might seem boring on the outside, but really when you gain the momentum, it's such a beautiful journey and it keeps you excited, right? So, yeah, start with whatever you're procrastinating on right now, and you'll find yourself going so deep that you will learn things that you have never imagined you can learn. What's up, bro? You don't want to see him right now. Show you to the cam? No, no. You have a modeling career, right? So we can show you. Nah, nah, it's PG content. What's up, ladies and gents? So today is Wednesday, July 15th. If you've noticed, I haven't recorded anything yesterday, mainly because I didn't have clarity and I was very uneasy. You see, in the past 2 days, I slept at my parents' house because I came back late and I had the events and stuff like that. So because I slept late, I also woke up late, and this disrupted my flow and it put me in an environment I'm not used to. So because of that, because there was a streak of days where I didn't get very productive work done, I was just maintaining the business. And everything was so chaotic. I didn't have like very good schedules set up. Yeah, things were sucked, and when chaos ensues, these are my worst moments, honestly, and it affects my mental health. I don't know, like about you, maybe a lot of people they enjoy vacations or like taking off time of work, but if I take time off, there's something that's very uneasy in me that attracts me towards work again. And the longer I delay this like not feeling but this state of productivity, the more uneasy I feel. So right now we're back. I'm gonna pick up the momentum starting today and see where and how far we can stretch that momentum. But all this to say that I'm really grateful that I kind of built myself, I built my habits and my mindset to crave work and to crave productivity and efficiency as my main default modes of operation. And yeah, I'm grateful for everything else that I have, the health, this apartment, family, everyone, everything, really gotta be grateful. So yeah, let's see how this day turns out. I also wanted to talk about something which is pattern detection. So maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when I was at the beginning of my self-development journey, every time I would pass through these phases where I felt uneasy, the emotion of like anxiety and stress took over me because I wasn't productive or because I missed a day of work. I would feel like I should change everything in my life to just like fix what happened. So, for example, I would come back late from a night out with friends. I would wake up late the next day and I would think, damn, like I should just tell my friends I shouldn't see them for like 2 months and just work, 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 work. And the next thing I know, after a couple of days, I crave seeing them again because I love them. I love spending time with them. And we are social creatures at the end of the day. So it's good to socialize and to see others. So these decisions, these impulsive decisions, I thought were good at that time. But as I waited a few more days where the dust settled and I gained more clarity, I realized how stupid these decisions are. So as I've been through this a lot and I made that mistake, now I am at a level where I have awareness of when I get these ideas. And I just got them yesterday, by the way, like to go lock in for I don't know how long and just get rid of everyone. Because mainly the reason for why I was sleeping late is because I'm spending like a lot of time with them. And by the way, they're not a bad influence. Like we don't go and drink or sleep wasted or whatever. No, it's just the nights out were for like after prom, after graduation and stuff like that. So anyway, I would get these revolutionary ideas what I should do and how I should drastically change my lifestyle. So these ideas came to my mind yesterday and I wanted to do them, but I also had the level of awareness that told me like, no, taken these types of decisions before, don't repeat the same mistake again. And so I didn't. I let time pass. It's tough. I know it's difficult. We want to like do something. We want to make quick decisions so that we feel better. But this decision might hurt us or the people around us, you know. So be patient. Let clarity come back, and then you can make like decisions that aren't just impulsive and are there to make you feel better instantly. So whenever you're in that state where you have negative emotions controlling your reason, just try not to make any impulsive decisions that might also be irreversible. That is another point here. A quick update so far on today. It's around 2 p.m., Thursday, July 16. And this is one of those days where I feel very overwhelmed in my head. There are lots of thoughts that are occupying it. I don't have the energy that I usually have. And so it's very hard for me to like focus on the business. And usually when I'm in those negative states, and recently it is a period that is tough, and I've been through these, so I can know that the dust will settle and the spirit will go by. But usually when I used to have these tough periods, especially in the beginning of my journey, I would be tempted to do a lot of bad things. And right now, these temptations are visiting me. But I found the way to like overcome them and to get my energy back up. And that is by reading. I'm very glad that I built the habit of reading and enjoying the absorption of knowledge that will enrich my mind and my intelligence. And, you know, I can try and force my way through working, but I don't think it's productive. I think it's counterproductive. So instead, what I'm doing right now is reading this book that I just bought on Kindle, and I bought its ebook, not ebook, sorry, like the Audible version of it, so I can read and also listen to it. And this book is called Everyday Hero Manifesto by Robin Sharma, if you know him. Robin Sharma is a really, really good person. I've read his book, which is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I've invested in one of his courses, and they've been life changing, really. I also read his book, which is The 5 a.m. Club, that helped me wake up at like 5 a.m. every day, work before I went to university, before dropping out as well. So the way he talks, the way he writes his books is filled with energy and sparks ideas in my mind on what I can do and how I can think to get inspired again and go and crush it with business. Because if I'm just, you know, waking up every day and being like, yeah, I'm building a business, I want to make money, I want to grow, I want to, yeah, just do, and there's no deep why behind everything, then like maybe it works, but I don't want to be that person that just does things because they have to, or because that is what it takes to be a winner or whatever. No, I want to have a intention. I want to have whys behind what I'm doing. And so when I face these low energy days where I'm not inspired, where I just forgot about my mission and I cannot think clearly, I don't want to risk making decisions in the business that would ruin it. So that's why I would go ahead and read books that inspire me again, that make me think and help me find clarity. You know, so read when you have no ideas, and when you get those ideas, go ahead and implement them as fast as possible. My plan today was to like do work and do more content for the business, but I changed it to be to try and finish this book, or at least gain clarity from it, and then go swim, come back, have dinner, and repeat basically. So let's see what happens, and I'll definitely share the insights that I get from it with you. All right, I hope the lighting and the sound is clear. Either way, I'll try. So,
I want to walk you through my day while I'm waiting for my future life. Today started very rough. Wasn't very good. I didn't have some clear actionable steps that I knew to work towards. So I journaled a lot, I thought a lot, and I wasn't in the state where I could come up with a clear strategy for the business. And because I wasn't in a good state, I had a lot of idle time wondering what I should do. So this is when sort of temptations started to come, mainly the temptations of lust. I think they come mostly when I'm idle and I'm doing nothing, just, you know, walking through life. And then I was like aware of that and I decided to start reading a book. So I chose the Everyday Hero Manifesto by Robin Sharma. And I read it for about 2.5 hours and then I got lunch. And after lunch, I was so tired. I tried reading, I tried doing something productive, but the temptation became harder and harder. Then I knew that I should change my environment instantly because I was going downhill. Things were becoming worse. So that's when I decided to just leave the house and come here by the swimming pool and just swim. So that's what I did. And from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., I was just in the pool. Not continuously swimming, of course, but I spent some time swimming, getting out, chilling a bit, swimming again, etc. And it calmed me a lot and it made me forget about all of the negative stuff that I was facing. So this taught me that it's really important to set our standards and set tools and methods that we can utilize whenever we are in a non-productive state and we want to kind of recover and come back stronger. So that's what I did. Took a shower, and now I'm waiting for dinner. While I'm having dinner, I'm also gonna continue reading the Everyday Hero Manifesto, and yeah, just learn. Just spend the day fully trying to recover, so I can come back stronger and hopefully with clarity tomorrow and end the streak of unclarity and confusion. It's a period. It's normal. It happens. I'm aware of it. But compared to like last week I was crushing it, fully productive, man. I was hammering work every day for hours straight. But after I faced those distractions, which I actually chose, yeah, I had to face the consequences, and it's cool. I'll come back stronger. So yeah, see you soon.
Today is Friday, July 17. I woke up to a couple of messages from one of my clients. He said that his account got restricted, as in he cannot get more deals in the next 7 days using my service. And the worst thing I can have right now is someone get restricted and therefore unsubscribing or pausing what I do or the service that I provide them with and halting the cash flow. I'm at a very thin line right now with the business. I cannot afford to lose a single client or else my momentum gets destroyed. I cannot pump any money into ads. I don't know what will happen. I'm honestly in that phase where there's lots of pressure, there's lots of uncertainty, and I need to depend on God more than ever, and at the same time, do what I need to make sure that I pick up the business again and keep it going. These thoughts that come right now, I'm thinking, should I even scale that business? Should I start a new business? But when I think about it, I've put so much time and effort and I already have everything set up. I just need this one part, need to buckle that up and make sure that I build bulletproof systems that will get me clients. And I can control the input of making videos and posting them on YouTube and Instagram to attract more clients, but I cannot control when the first client actually signs and provides me with enough cash flow, with enough safety net to scale the business. So today I woke up, my cortisol level just exploded after seeing these messages. I felt like, damn, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to work, blah, whatever. But the next thing I did was start push ups. And now I'm continuing with my exercise, with my stretches to open up that injured shoulder and take a cold shower afterwards and get to work, because feelings are liars, especially when they try to hold us back from doing the main thing. I have the energy today. I just need to put myself in a good emotional state, have some clarity. I can get that through the cold shower and just do what I planned on doing, which is create a YouTube video today. I'm also revising the video of week one. It's kind of late because I delegated it to the video editor late. So I need to do that and yeah, just get to work, man. And I'll update you. I'm thinking about really going on just an ultra monk mode where my entire routine changes compared to the routine that I've been living for the past, I don't know, 8 months, 7 months of the year. Earlier this year, before this year started, I had already planned what this year would look like, with Q1 and Q2 being focused on building a scalable version of my service, which is on V3 now. And the other Q3 and Q4, as in quarter three and four, the other 6 months of the year, are to focus on marketing. I am walking on plan, and I already built a scalable version of the service, but the issue is that I didn't expect to have such a low amount of clients and a low amount of cash flow, that I'm at a very vulnerable position right now in my business, where if one client leaves, which might probably be the case next month, I'll have to figure out, maybe I'll have to turn off paid ads, which I already have momentum in, and just focus on organic, maximize what I can do with the resources that I have. Guys, pressure builds diamonds. I'm grateful for the pressure that I have right now. I'm gonna go through it and get out of it a winner. Whether the business fails or it scales, whatever the outcome is, I just want to know that I've done my best and that I've grown in that process so that I can reach the new levels and I can take on more responsibility. I can build greater things because I've pushed the limits of my stress tolerance and the levels of my skills. And by the way, I want to mention, guys, that I had a really great year this year. Kind of a balanced life, if you'd like to say that, because I was working on the business and I was spending a lot of time with fam and friends, working out a lot, and really enjoying my time doing everything. But right now, I feel as though I need to decrease socializing. I need to lock myself in that cave and really get some work done until I close my first client at least, and get that setup fee, which is like 5 or 6K. And to be honest, every time I told myself that I wanna lock in and not see anyone out there, I thought that I could pull that off. But after a few days of just locking in, I realized that I really want to see people. I I am yet to understand what locking in means and how athletes lock in, or people out there who have some great businesses built, because they all preach the same thing, which is, you want to go through seasons and phases where you're locked in and all you're focused on is winning, is building or scaling that business or reaching new records with your athleticism or whatever. So I'm not sure how that looks like, especially that now it's summer. There are plenty of like different trips and things that my friends are doing. So it's me going against the flow when it comes to socializing, but I'm willing to sacrifice that temporarily, whether it's for a month or two, in order to make sure that the business scales again and gets me to a position where I don't have to worry about survival, because that is my mode right now. I care about the business surviving so that it can still pay for the amazing apartment that I'm in and the basic things that help me keep going and make sure my productivity is great, while also having enough left over to reinvest into the business and pay all the overhead expenses. But yeah, the last thing that I want to regret is not putting my all into this and this business failing. Instead, I'd love to go all in on this, and whether the business fails or succeeds, I know that I did my best with what I can control. But yeah, I think that is the season I'm getting into, and I need to lock in more than ever until I gain momentum on the client acquisition side. And I think that will get the ball rolling and force me to put more energy and time into onboarding and then hiring more people and stuff like that. So I gotta ride the wave and not go against it, to make sure that I scale the business and really get it to reach that position, the goal, which is 200K per month. If I get half of that, I'm more than happy as well. At least to get enough leverage, to get enough people to start growing the business without much of my involvement. At the end of the day, the reason for why I started the business is to gain the freedom, whether it's the time freedom and the location freedom and financial freedom, so I can get to enjoy the game, get to enjoy building up that business and my skills and growing myself personally, and at the same time, go out with my friends and family and get to enjoy the fruits of this world, and also get to pray and thank God for all of the blessings that He's provided me with. So, yeah, remember why you started. Guys, this yearning for wanting to like purely lock in has been so crazy and building up in me to the point where I canceled 3 trips with my friends. I'm not gonna watch the football World Cup final, although I want to, and I am putting myself in that situation where I'm also creating kind of anger with my friends as well. I'm doing this intentionally because I am in that season where I should really put in the work. I should really come up with breakthrough ideas that will allow me to increase the chances that my business actually survives, and for me to like set up the foundations to acquire clients, and that will in terms push me to scale it when I start acquiring clients and getting more cash flow. And once I'm done with that season and my business is in a good location, then I think I will deserve the work life balance that I've been living pretty much forever this year. I knew this moment would come. I didn't know when, but I think today I've experienced enough triggers, or maybe not today, but over the past week, I've experienced enough triggers to make me come up with this decision and emotionally charge me to just go through this period of isolation to create a masterpiece of an acquisition system. That is the bottleneck of the business now. And once I crack it, once I solve it, things should get better. Honestly, I've never done a lock in like this one before where I'm purely on my own. I have done it in my parents' house, I have done it with my in my friend's house, but I've never actually lived on my own with my own thoughts and didn't go out at least, let's say, once a week maybe. I don't know how that'll be. I really don't know. Like I have to be intense. I want to be intense. I know that I will crave socializing more with people, but it's ideal that at least I don't go out with my friends and family. I want to, but right now I'm the side of me who wants to lock in and is so the side of me who wants to isolate and just solve the problem at hand is breaking off or pausing all of the relationships I have in order for my future self to sound like a hypocrite when I come and contact these relationships and tell them that I miss them and I want to go out with them. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Whether it's the right or the wrong thing, I don't know. It's just an experiment that I want to try out. It's reversible since I know that if I succeed with it, then those around me who love me and understand me will understand why I did it. And those who don't understand, or and if the worst case scenario happens, my business fails, everything tumbles, then they'll also understand, right? But yeah, it's that deep emotion right now that I'm facing. I'm not happy about it, but I think my future self will thank me for that. I had this tension in my mind earlier about balancing like family with money and all this stuff is because I subconsciously knew that the business needed to grow. I needed to make more money as a byproduct of scaling my business. But maybe I didn't communicate it that clearly. But now that I'm looking at it, I need to scale the business and make sure it grows to the next level so that I can get, I need to really lock in for a short period of time, not make it my lifestyle, by the way. I don't see this as my main lifestyle. I don't see myself enjoying this, but I have to do it temporarily for this season so that I get to live another bigger season of living a fuller life. But I mean, sacrifice has got to be, but I think I need to make that sacrifice now, or else when would I do it? Every time my business goes through a tough time, I would let it go through a tough time and live a life balance. I'm not sure that works. I think at every stage, I think this scenario will come up every time in the business. And I gotta understand that. And the ones around me should understand that. And I should go through the season where, like Elon Musk, for example, he would sleep in the factories when they were on these, hype seasons, or I don't know, certain entrepreneurs would just lock in. I read about Ian Fleming, who's the writer of James Bond. He isolated himself for like 2 weeks to finish James Bond because he was with himself and all he could do was just, write. So acknowledging that that is a natural period or season for a business to go through and that the founder, the CEO, so it's like setting the foundation for this certain method of operating so that I can use it now and later when I go through the same season in business. Let's see how this goes. So it's 4:45 p.m. right now, and I just finished lunch. After lunch, I usually go to the gym. That's what I'm gonna do. Come back. There's a group call in the sales community that I'm in that I'm gonna attend. It's gonna be interesting. I'm learning by osmosis from people out there so that I can close deals better, faster, and not waste any calls that are actually booked by qualified leads. After the call, I'm gonna prepare for sleep, and I'm gonna sleep early today. I'm gonna sleep at around 9 p.m. So I can wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. I like to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's if I get these, I believe in 90% of my days I can operate really, really well at a high level and be creative and be able to think deeply rather than superficially or being on my desk, just being present but unable to actually focus and get some deep work done. So sleep is super important, especially when it's done consistently. It's been a while since I've woken up at like 5 a.m. Maybe I did that 2 months ago. But yeah, I'm in that season, and today is the official announcement, I guess. I'm gonna also build a plan and share it with you guys on like the rules, the non-negotiables, and everything that's included in this plan, so that it's the most strict one that I've ever built so far. Let's see how that turns.
Okay, so this is what this trick season of no looks like. It's inspired by Alex Hormozzi's video. I watched this like a billion times, and I always thought about I don't want my life to be like this. I don't want to say no to everything. I want to enjoy life while building my business and doing all this stuff. And as I mentioned, there was a season for that, but now the season is different, and I need to get into the season of no. I don't think it'll last for 3 years, and I don't know. I don't know what might happen with it, but what I do know is that I'll start it, and it'll start from today, which is July 17, till I close my first 3 clients. I think by that time, I might exit this or I might still be in it to make sure that I continue scaling the business and I don't lose momentum in it. The goals are to build and consistently run a content system that requires a few hours per week to run. And I mentioned all of these because I already have a content system, but the main problem is that it's not consistent. So if I go onto my main channel and then I go onto my business channel, you can see the last video I uploaded was 7 months ago. And during that period, I was so consistent with content that I was uploading at least once per week. But when I started gaining clients and I couldn't deliver the service to all of them, I was forced to focus on service delivery and I couldn't keep up with like putting out content. So this time, hopefully I can build a system that I can run even though I have a lot of pressure when it comes to delivering to clients and onboarding them and stuff like that. And the goal is to close 3 clients, as I mentioned here, to mainly get a good amount of cash that will give me a better safety net, and also that I can reinvest into the business to make the product better and to also reinvest them maybe into paid acquisition to gain more clients and kick this positive flywheel where the more money I make and the more money I reinvest, the more I scale the business and it feeds itself, you know? So these are the goals. As for non-negotiables, I want to do my morning shoulder mobility session to fully recover my injured shoulder. You can watch like other videos to know more about it and kind of what happened. I shared them somewhere here. If I go, so during that period here, I had my surgery and it was an injury from Muay Thai. But yeah, eat 2,000 calories per day, including 120 grams of protein. This can be a bit more. And I'm cutting fat right now, so that's why I need to be careful about my calorie consumption. Lock in phone during deep work and sleep before 10 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. consistently. So I need to do this consistently to tell myself that, hey,
I'm in the strict season of no. And if I skip it because I don't know, I was in a late night out, then my penalty is $50 to a charity that I instantly share the next day that I break this rule. And then 5 to 6 times per week to work out. And instead of scrolling, reading, right now I scroll occasionally for entertainment, but I mainly scroll to gather ideas that I could reproduce on Instagram for my short form content. But I always replace scrolling with reading and read my business plan, which lays out all of the things that I want to achieve this year and the habits that will lead to the goals that I set. Then when it comes to workout routine, this is what it looks like. I already made a video on my monk mode routine somewhere. Where is it? This one. So these are very similar. There are lots of similarities, just a few tweaks. And the daily routine looks like this. So 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. I have my morning routine, which involves the shoulder mobility workout plus cold shower, 6:30 to 12:30. That is for deep work. And then 12:30 to 2 p.m. I have my lunch break. And during that time, I like to watch a podcast or read a book, just as infotainment. And from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m., I go work out and visit my physio if needed. And then from 5 p.m. till 8, I have dinner and work or chill. So here, depending on my energy levels, sometimes I might have the attention still to get some admin work done. Sometimes my brain would just be so fried that I can't do anything productive. So I would chill and do something. Usually I would socialize, I would go out with friends and stuff like that. So we'll see if I can fit that during that time frame, but I cannot exceed 8 p.m. when it comes to having dinners and stuff like that, because I would be breaking this non-negotiable, which is to sleep before 10 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. Now, this might look like prison, and I do get a feeling of it. I think it will be super tough at the beginning, so I could get used to waking up at that time. I can get used to the time frames during the day, but it is a process. It is a bitter process that I have to go to ensure that there's a high likelihood that I actually succeed in scaling the business and get it position where it it can be run without me, without much of my involvement, and get back that kind of life balance that keeps you motivated to enjoy my work and build great things while also enjoying the social life that I have, the physical health, the mental health, and everything else. So that's pretty much it. Bro, if you aren't using AI yet, please do. Like, I was on a call with a person I know. I'm helping them with all their AI workflows and stuff like that. They just scraped like 12,000 support tickets because they work in info, and AI is doing tasks for them. It's categorizing them and doing things that would have taken more than 10 hours before. So learn it if you aren't yet. Actually, I'm gonna build this plan right now while drinking my decaf espresso. I like to make this after lunch just for the taste of it, actually. Sometimes I do it with like the regular one that contains caffeine to like give me a short boost if I need it after lunch. Because usually I get lazy after lunch, especially that it's full of protein and a bit of carbs and fats. So I'll show you what that looks like soon, the next time I eat. But yeah, I usually like to move and go out after lunch, especially that the sun also starts appearing, especially that the sun starts kind of shining and makes the entire room more warm right after lunchtime. So that these are the signs actually that push me to go to the gym, go somewhere else, change my environment so I can get that energy back up and continue my day and make sure it's productive. Right, so it's 8:40 p.m. and I'm wrapping up the day. I'm gonna be preparing my gym bag for tomorrow, doing my night routine like reading, planning everything, and yeah, just sleep. Make sure I sleep before 10 p.m. so I can get enough sleep and wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. I think it's gonna be a fun journey. It's gonna contain a lot of difficult times, I guess, mainly because I'm not used to isolation. I've always been surrounded by people throughout my entire life. So I'll see how far I can push it. I'll see if I can truly find peace in the loneliness. I am starting to feel the impact of not meeting up with my family and friends, but I think I'll get used to it. And I think the trap is getting used to it and loving this lonely lifestyle that leads to a lonely life forever. But I won't say I'm perfect and this won't happen, but look, I'll try my best and make sure that doesn't happen, you know? Again, it's a season that I think I'll go through. I might hate it in the beginning, but I might fall in love in it with it after a couple of days or weeks of doing it. But we'll see how things go. We're navigating this world. I'm always journaling, always aware of the things and the experiences that I go through to make sure that I'm not just, a feather in the wind and I have no direction or I don't know where I'm headed to. I know the destination, I know the goals. I'm not pretty sure about how I'm gonna get there, but with the help of God, with His direction, and with the direction of my mentors and people more experienced than me, I will get there if God wills. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? So I just woke up at 5 a.m. today and I can tell you the vibes are awesome. Things are black here, so let me turn on the light so I can appear better. So, yeah, I think there's something magical in waking up at that time. It's hard to describe, but it's really cool to wake up before the world does. Right now at 5 a.m. is that time where you wake up and you see that the sky is black and blue at the same time. So it's starting to rise, but it's not, the sun isn't there yet. Right now, there's also this feeling that I cannot describe. I think it will be hard to kind of rewire my body to wake up at 5 a.m. again, but I think the fact of sleeping early, making sure that I sleep at around 9 p.m. every day will be super helpful because the difficulty is mostly with sleep. At night, the reason for why I used to stay up late, the main reason is when I went out to have dinner with my friends or my family. And now that I kind of told them, and I have a rule such that if we are to have a dinner, it has to start at like 5 p.m. and end at 8 p.m. so that I get home, I do my night routine, prepare everything, and sleep. I want to be asleep at like 9 p.m. So this should help a lot. If I'm alone here at night, it's easier to get to bed on time and do my night routine and everything. Today should be me by myself as well. It's the third day of being locked in, purely locked in. Let's see how it goes. So great day today so far. Um, Woke up at 5 a.m. Had my morning routine. It took like 3 hours. It's the first time. So, and during that morning routine, I worked out, improved my workout, and also read a lot. So that was fun. And after it, I spent so far 5 hours in deep work. So 4 hours of them were spent on building a YouTube video. I think we'll be covering all of my knowledge about the AI DM setting, which I'm currently doing. And after working with over 20 coaches, I want to share my learnings and basically the entire infrastructure that we set up for our clients so that people can watch it. They can do that. They can gain a ton of value from it. And for the people who wanna want us to do it for them, they'll actually see that, oh, okay, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. They get to see the system in depth. Maybe they can scroll through the video and verify that we're the right people to manage their inbox. Also, I didn't mention this, but I also canceled on my friend's birthday today. She has a plan to like go to the beach. They already went and all this stuff. And it was a plan that started very early in the day. So I thought that, yesterday I made up my decision that I'm gonna cancel all of the trips, all of the events, everything that might ruin my focus. And so that's what I did. It kind of hurt. It was bitter, but I gotta do it. I'm in that season. I am in that lock-in season. And it's been today's the third day where I'm on my own. I'm focused on the business, and you can't believe how much mental real estate I have and how much of it is dedicated towards scaling the business. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. What I'm doing now and the plan for the rest of the day is to have lunch. I'm gonna have lunch right now. I got a call with a guy who's organizing like meetups and villas. So I might be going to that meetup. I don't know. So we'll see what it includes. It's not a meetup, and it's more of a gathering in a villa, a beautiful one on the beach. It's very modern with like-minded entrepreneurs. It lasts for like a month. So it's the first time that I researched this thing. I've always watched like other people's on their stories and videos going to these villas and spending time with other entrepreneurs. So yeah, I thought why not check it out and see what it includes to see if I want to go. It's probably at the end of the year. And after this, I want to go and have a swim. I have some groceries to get. It's been a while since I haven't gotten groceries. I mainly need sparkling water. I'm going crazy these days on sparkling. Some other stuff as well. And I want to get some electronic appliances here. And then come back, have dinner, read a bit, sleep early, make sure I'm in bed at 9 p.m. and repeat the cycle. It's fun so far. And I wanted to also mention something I was meditating about yesterday, that like I'm literally at a stage where I got everything materialistic I need. Like this is behind me is my dream desk setup. And all of the electronics, technically everything that I have right now is something that I envisioned, I wanted to get, and I have it. So if you want, my materialistic side is gonna suffice for now. The next purchases that are to be made will be made. They're big ones. I won't reveal them, but I will do them when the time is right, when the business has taken off. Right now, the main focus is on the business. I don't know why the camera is weird. So 70-80% of the income that's coming into the business is going back to it to make sure it's growing. And the main focus right now is just client acquisition. Try and get as many clients as fast as possible. Of course, make sure they're high quality because we don't work with anyone. And yeah, just scale it. That's it for now. We'll see you soon. Also, here are some technical stuff that I'm doing right now with the business. If you know, I have this business YouTube channel where I share very niche specific information. And I have a ton of videos and a ton of value inside of these videos as well. So what I'm doing is I am clipping these long form videos and making them to be short form videos. And I don't know why this is taking a long time to load, but this is my business Instagram page, and I'm uploading one video per day for now, where each one covers like a certain topic. The captions are below. This is the screen recording, and I would have like a collection of these videos to demonstrate some of the ideas and the value that I share on my YouTube. So I'm directing all of my focus on long form content. And when I do a good job in long form, then automatically all of the short form content that's derived from the long form is of good quality.
and shows the viewers that, this guy knows what he's talking about, and it funnels the viewers from Instagram onto YouTube, from YouTube onto my website. They book a call and they get closed. I think right now I haven't closed anyone from content. It's been a while, but as I gain momentum with this, I think it should work out pretty well. But here's the cool part that I didn't show you yet. Usually I do all of the edits using this guy here, or the clipping actually, and Claude Code, which I use in the terminal, right? But what I'm doing is I'm moving Claude Code, or putting it here on the Mac Mini. So that way I can tell it to, here you can see an example. I can tell it to edit certain videos. I can give it feedback and instruction so that all I need to do this process, since I've kind of iterated and automated it right now, is open my phone, send texts on Telegram to the Mac Mini that is here, and it will do all the clipping, all the editing for me. And the more skills I teach it to do editing for long form content, for short form content, I can kind of have my employee and be this cool guy who just sits on the couch and is working like this because he's a G, right? And I'd be texting it, yeah, do this instead of that, fix this for me, do this, do that, whatever. And the cool part is that I'm doing this with every single process of my business. And that's how I think I can do the job of 5 people with just one Claude Code subscription. And the workflow, and that's the sauce here, is that I always start with doing the work on the laptop. So make sure that I actually build a skill that's useful and consistent with its outputs. And when it is consistent, then I delegate it to the Mac Mini, which is remote and I can access from anywhere. But it takes longer to produce certain things. Now, I've actually recorded a video of this and uploaded it on my Instagram, my business Instagram, showing you how it's done. So I will put it here if you're interested to watch it, and you can do so. Guys, the journey is so exciting. It's so fun. It's full of adventure. But of course, you cannot make and leverage the power of AI or whatever skill you're mastering if you don't have the energy to do that. So that's why you need routine. You need, like, aside from all of that, you need purpose. You need to know what you really want to achieve and why you're getting into all of this in the first place. When you have a purpose, then you set goals below that purpose, and these goals will be the main inspiration to go ahead and make you curious about learning about all of these things that are available, all the technology that we have available to us. It's fun. Today's been a great day, honestly. It's the 3rd day on my own, being isolated, seeing no one except for strangers or people at the gym, at the swimming pool. And it's good. It's good. There is some type of peace to it. And I also can't believe that I woke up at 5 a.m. Right now it's 8:40 p.m. and I feel like it's 12 a.m. So yeah, it's good that the shift in when I wake up and when I sleep has taken place. I'm starting to like it, honestly, and I think it's totally doable. I'd like my life to be that of waking up at 5 a.m. and getting my work done before most people wake up. And the main problem is the sleep time. So if I am to go out with friends and do stuff like that later, I would have to say no to most of the dinners or the late nights together, but I would say yes to the early dinners, like dinners that start maybe at 5 p.m. and they end at 8:30 or 8 p.m. I get home, do my night routine, and make sure I'm in bed by 9 p.m. Right now it's 8:45, for example.
Today was awesome because I worked a lot, did a lot of work on a main YouTube video that I want to upload. I already, I think, shared info with you. I'm also building up a content engine on my Mac Mini so that I can edit short form faster and do the simple edits and do like leave the more difficult edits for the video editor that's working with me. Then I had lunch. Then I had a call with a guy who has like a group of people where they go and rent villas in beautiful locations and they dedicate like 1 month to just working there. So it's a really cool vibe. So we were checking if it's gonna happen and when. My brain is fried right now, by the way. Then I went for a swim, got some groceries, I prayed and then read. Still reading the Everyday Hero Manifesto. I'm like 50% there with it. And reviewed the first vlog that I did for the entire week last week. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm already late in uploading it, but it took a lot of time to kind of organize things and ton of different stuff and iterate. And once that is proven to work, then it's a templated process where I can edit and put out these vlogs like 1 or 2 days after the week is done. So yeah, let's log off for today and see what will happen tomorrow. What's up, everyone? So it's about to turn 6 a.m. The sun has almost completely risen. It's good. My workout is almost done. It took less time compared to yesterday, which is good. So each day it's getting faster and faster. But yeah, the plan for today is to do my morning routine, and then I gotta finish the YouTube video. So I want to kind of build it all out and record it, then have lunch, and I want to figure out what I want to do for exercise. This week I've been very heavy on swimming, so I'd like to continue that streak, but the swimming pool I attend is closed, so I'm trying to figure out what to do. Should I go run instead or go to just another pool? But the problem is that all the like mainstream pools where public people go and but the problem is that the pools that are open might be very crowded and I won't be able to like swim without looking in front of me, which slows me down, if you know, in swimming. So after that, I'm gonna read a bit and then go to church, pray, come back, night routine, sleep, repeat. It's going well so far, as long as I am sustaining the same sleep time, I'm good. But yeah, let's see what the day has in store for us. When I said YouTube video, I meant that for the business channel, because right now the main focus is with the business and is to acquire clients. So I am putting out short form content on Instagram, and I want to put out the first video in a while, which would be a long form. I think it's a training that covers literally everything that I can kind of put into a video to give away for free as like knowledge. And when people see that knowledge and see my expertise, then the ones who are interested in us implementing the systems that we sell, they can message us and we can build it for them and manage it for them. So by the way, maybe some of you might be thinking like, what's the point of having discipline? What's the point of waking up early consistently and having a very strict sleep routine? And I can tell you that oftentimes when I came back home late and I slept late, automatically I woke up late because I wanted to get my sleeping hours. And when I woke up late, the amount of guilt that was available subconsciously was so annoying and it was living in me. And it was happening repetitively to the point where I truly think it affected my performance and my confidence in my business. Whereas now that I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and most importantly, I'm sleeping before 10 p.m. and I'm getting enough sleep and I'm happy that I woke up at 5 a.m. It's like a big win. And this big win alone carries on and pushes me to do the other things more easily, like the workout more easily and stuff like that. Now, right now, there is this element of motivation, I can say. Maybe after a couple of days, motivation will fade away. And that's why it's very important to have meaningful emotional goals attached to why I should be sleeping very early to wake up early and like work on the business and all this stuff. So these are, I think, the phases. I've already been through them and I'm familiar with how they'll go. So I always have, as I've shown you, the protocols. I showed you the season, strict season of no protocol. I read it every day and I set the protocol and the routine to read it every day so that whether I'm feeling good or I'm not feeling good, I should read it, I should adhere to it, and therefore when I do so, even though it might feel bitter for a couple of minutes or hours, or maybe the whole day would be so bad, at least I'm consistent with it. And the next day that I wake up fresh and I know that I've been consistent, I didn't break a rule, and I can continue with the protocol with confidence as well, knowing that I've also defeated the emotional version of myself that wanted to quit, that wanted to give up. Bam, slammed it and continued like nothing ever happened. So it's really time to take a shower right now. A cold shower. What's up, mi amigos, mi amigas, mi hermanitas, mi hermanitos? I learned some Spanish on Duolingo for like 60 days. Anyway, you know that feeling when you're awake but you're not conscious? And that feeling is the product of the lack of sleep. That was the case today, where I was asleep and there was a wedding party next to me. So congrats to the newlyweds, but yeah, that didn't serve me well in sleep. So I took a 45-minute nap after lunch, and now I'm going to a coffee shop to continue working the on my personal YouTube channel so that I upload the first week's vlog, and I also work on the second week's vlog to like combine everything to improve the graphics and everything in it as well. Putting consistent effort in it, not my best effort because the priority is the business, as I mentioned. But yeah, that's like the secondary thing that I'm doing as I go. So we'll work there for like 3.5 hours and then go to church and pray. Today's Sunday, it's God's day. And I'd love to talk about Jesus more as well and how he's changed my life and kind of my journey towards discovering him, being skeptical about him and his existence, and how it came to be that right now I am proud to say I'm a believer and I'm still practicing my beliefs every day. So I'm wearing the AirPods, listening to the rosary, today's rosary. I like to do that when I'm like preparing my stuff or I'm driving. It gives me a sense of peace and calm, and instead of putting on music that only makes me feel empty, or not empty, but like in a state that I don't want to be in. Because a lot of music out there is about maybe love, and it also contains a lot of expressions that mess up with one's mind and trigger the emotional part of a person, which shouldn't be triggered, at least when this person is trying to build something, is trying to be disciplined. And that's my case right now. There's a season for everything. Now is not the season to listen to that type of music. So, yeah, nourishing the mind and the spirit as well with the beautiful rosary and the people praying it.